DX Stampin' Sharon, bringing you another thing that I just learned. I've seen these 4-panel folds, but I hadn't given it a try. I always love teaching y'all what I learned, so I hope that you enjoy this video. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. I invite you to subscribe by hitting the button below. You can hit the notification bell and be notified the next time I upload a video. Let's get started. I am so excited that Stampin' Up! Has done some pairing this year with the mini catalog and the celebration. This cute little honeybee bundle is adorable, but the paper that you can get for free is stunning. I mean, stunning. It is a specialty paper because it has some gold foil with it, but it coordinates. And so on the celebration page, they talk about all the things that you can purchase, but it's a little confusing if you don't understand where the honeybee bundle is. It's in the mini, all right? So any questions, let me know in the comments below. So here is the cute little honeybee stamp set itself with the detailed bee dies. So cute. So many things that you can do with this. So we're going to do our scoring. We're going to score at 1/4 inch, skinny little line here. And then we're going to score at 3 3/4. And again at 7 1/4. There are several versions out there after I started looking. And so this is just one version. So just keep in mind that. Next, we're going to score at 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to stop at that 7 1/4 score line. Okay. Next, I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I want to cut this piece off, that 5/8 inch piece off. We're going to line it up in the gutter, and we're going to start at the 7 1/4 line and cut that off. And then I just found it easier just to pick up my snips, but you could use the trimmer as well. There we go. Now I have another little panel that is going to go connected to this piece, and it is 2 inches by 4 1/4. So I held it up like this before I actually attached it because I need to cut off this end piece down here. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Use my snips to show me where to start. And then we're going to cut this piece away. Next, we're going to take our glue. And now it's time to decorate. I've already got several things already cut and ready for us, but we are going to do some things together. So my first little, I've got 2 pieces. You can pick any pattern you want. These 2 are 1 3/4 by 4 inches, same size. We're going to add that to the front panel. This is a great way to use little scraps of designer series papers that I know we all hang on to. It's like, oh, maybe I can do something with that. This is the answer. So again, I have 2 pieces that are the same size, and these are 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. I certainly could have added more DSP here. However, where are we going to write our message? So I chose to use a piece of Whisper White, and this is 3.5 by 5 1/4. Before we add it though, we are going to do some embossing. I like to use these little Swiffer sheets to clean up my fingers. And we're going to pull in our Versamark and some black embossing powder. And we're going to stamp our sentiment. And then we're going to heat set. You always want to check and make sure everything's nice and shiny, making sure that that powder is nice and melted. So we're going to let that cool. And while that's cooling, we're going to be doing some more stamping and more embossing. The embossing powder helps get the static out of your cardstock, which right now in the wintertime with the heat on, there's some static. So we're going to stamp some bees. Now I learned with these bees that I needed to kind of do some tapping to get that powder down into the wings because they're so solid. If you'll do a little bit of tapping, you'll have a better result when you go to heat set. So while our bees are cooling, we're going to go ahead and add our panel. And now the fun begins. I have my Daffodil Delight marker, Stampin' Write marker, and I'm just going to give a little color to our bees. I have a little beehive all cut out, and we're going to add that with snail. And then with the dies, I cut out some of the gold foil using the die itself. And I wanted to add a few pieces in here. So we're just gonna trim off a few of these. I did try to just like lay them on there, but these are bigger than this, so it wouldn't work. So to add our little pieces, our little honeycomb, we're going to add some glue to the back. And I have a pair of tweezers that I like to use so that I don't get my fingers too sticky. Boy, I hope that was still in the camera, but I just added those on there. I just realized that I kept going to the left. All right, so now we're ready to add our little bees. Put this big one down here. One up here. Oops. Cute. Now, the only thing that we're missing is our front piece. And I have a tiny, tiny piece of Whisper White that measures 1 1/4 by 1 1/2. And then I have a piece of the gold foil that is 1 1/2 by 1 3/4. We're going to stamp our bee towards the bottom. That front panel was so tiny, so I decided to use the tiny little hello. Again, giving that a good tap to get that powder down into those wings. And I'm going to hold this with my bone folder because it will blow away. Making sure that that's good and cool. We're going to go ahead and color our Daffodil Delight. And then to me, no card's complete if I can't put some dimensionals on it. Hello, thinking of you, sweet friend. I sure hope y'all think that this is just as adorable as I do. And if you don't currently have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be honored to be your demonstrator. You can find my store in the description box below. If you need to contact me, you can find that information down there as well. Happy stamping, y'all!